Good evening. Welcome to the Space Coast Transportation Planning Organizational Bicycle, Pedestrian, and Trails Advisory Committee meeting. It is Monday, January 25th, and it is 5:31. So I would like to call this meeting to order. The first order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. So if everybody could stand, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible.
One nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Justice for all. All right.
Good evening. This is Sarah Crom, the Senior Transportation Planner with the Space Coast TPO. I would like to remind everyone online and in person to please silence your cell phones and any other noise-making devices. Also, before we get going, I would like to go over some go-to webinar housekeeping for our members that are attending virtually. You can participate via, unmuting or muting with the little microphone, or you can also use the chat or question box in order to engage throughout the meeting. And once again, thanks, Mari already brought this up, please keep yourself muted to minimize background noise if you are not commenting. I'd also like to remind you that the meeting is being recorded this evening. And so, Lisa, if you could please do attendance and quorum roll call, I shall pull up the list.
Good evening, this is Lisa. I'm sorry, can you hear me? Just want to make sure. Okay, thank you. So Todd Corwin. Tim Craven. Navio Fontes.
Hey, Lisa, can you hold on one second? If they are present in the meeting room and they are saying here, we are not hearing them.
The microphones are very sensitive, so or not very sensitive in the room, so not everyone has a mic in front of them.
Okay, thank you.
Murray.
I'm here, thank you.
Terry Jordan. Carl Kaiserman.
Here.
Angelica.
Present.
Okay. Stephanie.
Hey, I'm here, present.
Oh, hi, Stephanie. Mr. Park, Wesley Park.
Here.
Devin Swanson.
I'm here.
Drew Thompson.
I'm here virtually.
And Alan Woolwich.
Here.
Okay, did I miss anyone?
I didn't hear you call my name. Can you hear me?
Oh, I'm sorry, Janet.
I'm here.
Okay, thank you, Janet. Sorry about that.
That's okay. It's kind of cutting off and on once in a while.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you were able to make it. Thank you, Janet.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. I'll continue our go-to housekeeping here. So the second item that we need to discuss for housekeeping is voting requirements. Per policy and state law, public meetings are required to hold a physical meeting room and quorum. That is why this is our first meeting where we do have a physical location being offered. The governor previously had an executive order providing an exemption, which is why last year we were able to hold our meetings virtual. the executive order has ended. And so now we're once again required to have that physical meeting room and quorum. Members attending virtually are only able to vote if the physical quorum passes a motion to allow virtual actions. So at this time, the members virtually are unable to vote. However, I would like to seek a motion to allow virtual attendees to vote.
I'll second the motion.
I'll make the motion. This is Devin. And Carl, well, doesn't matter. Carl or Wesley. Second it.
Right, Angelica, we have a motion by Devin and a second by Carl.
Perfect. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 All those opposed?
All right, so now all of our members that are attending do have the ability to vote this evening. I also, now as we head in towards public comment, I just want to remind a couple of things. Since we are doing it virtually as well as in person, public comments are solicited without regard to race, color, national origin, age, sex, religion, disability, or family status. For all, the public could either choose to appear in person or they could attend virtually this evening. We do have one member who, we have Mr. John Cooper who's attending on our attendee side, and he will be a BPAC member in March after following the ratification of his, or rather the approval of his appointment in February by our governing board. So if John Cooper, if you or any other member of the public, if you are participating virtually, please feel free to raise your hand or enter your question if you would like to make a public comment this evening. Verbal and written comments will also be accepted after the meeting. And of course, if anyone is attending in person this evening, they can make a public comment. So with that, I'll turn it back over to Angelica for public comment.
All right, thank you, Sarah. So I'm going to ask Lisa, do we have any public comments coming in either virtually or in the room?
So I do not have any. Ms. Carter, do you have any?
There are no public comments in the physical room.
Okay, so I'm going to continue on to, if you're following your agenda, item number 3, the start of reports. Our first report will be from Stephanie Moss from FDOT. Take it away, Stephanie.
Thanks, Angelica. I am Stephanie Moss. I am the Bicycle and Pedestrian Coordinator for District 5 at the Florida Department of Transportation. I just have one thing that I wanted to share with y'all this evening. We recently concluded our non-motorized short-term counts for 2021. This program is administered through our central office, the Transportation and Data Analytics Office. And so they came down about 2 weeks ago with 4 counters that we spread across District 5, and one of those was located in Brevard County. It was at close to the intersection of A1A and Ugali Boulevard. That came on the 8th of January, and Laura, Kim, and I were able to go out there and see the counter get installed and learn a little bit about how it works. And then they should have picked them up today. And I think Kim did go out and check on it a few times for us, so we're very thankful for that. And once they get the data uploaded, we will certainly share that with you. So we were happy to get to do that, and we hope that non-motorized count programs in general will grow, and that is something we have on our mind for 2021. So that's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Stephanie. That is great to know that we'll have some more accurate information moving forward of who's actually using the trails, hopefully. So Continuing on to our next report, we should have education and safety report with Kim Smith. Kim Smith, please take it away.
Thank you, Angelica, and good evening, everybody. Really not a whole lot to report in this area. You know, pandemic tends to wreak havoc on outreach programs. We've been able to do a few in here and there. We are feel extremely lucky. We were able to get the trailers in the school, so that's going on. We've been able to do a few outreach events with Alert Today Florida and are working again on a few of those, but not our normal activity that you would see from an education standpoint, but we haven't stopped looking for opportunities. And that's all I have unless anybody has any questions.
Believe I'm hearing and seeing no questions. Please keep in mind, it is hard for me to tell in the meeting room. So if you do have a question or comment, please speak up so I make sure not to like kind of breeze over you guys as we continue. But let's move on to trail reports number 3. Sarah Crom, please take it away.
All right. I don't have much to report in regards to trails this evening. The Titusville Area Chamber of Commerce did finally hold their annual ride this past December. That was like a street party mixed with ride, and it was focused on light up your bikes. Stephanie came out, Kim and I participated and helped out with registering people. It was a smaller event than they've had in the past, but still great to see and and for the bike community to get to see the bike community coming back together on the trails, socially distanced, of course. And then also I feel like we just have seen just such an influx in trail users, and I'm really excited to continue to see trails grow. So that's not a whole lot of action though lately, but still good stuff. Then the next report is staff report, and I will be doing that one. As a reminder that if you did not attend the Governing Board and Advisory Committee member orientation on January 21st, there is a Governing Board and Advisory Committee orientation handbook out there that I'm sure all of you have received at some point, but I know we get a lot of emails and such, and so just a reminder that handbook is out there, as well as also if you are interested in viewing the orientation, even though if you did not get a chance to attend, it is on our YouTube page, and I believe it will be posted on our website if it isn't already. Thanks to the members that did attend. I hope you enjoyed it and got something out of it. And I feel like it was a really great morning last Thursday. So if these are some resources out there to discuss both the TPO as well as also your role as a BPAC member. Just to report out on our 2020 BPAC action plan, we accomplished everything that we set out to do with the exception of our walking workshop. We did cancel because that was right at the height of, or right when everything was closing down due to COVID-19, and we just felt like it was the responsible thing to do. We are hoping that we will hopefully get to have our walking workshop this year, and so we'll be watching and monitoring that closely. We also, because the December meeting was canceled, we postponed the adoption of our 2021 BPAC action plan and our election of officers, but otherwise we got a lot accomplished last year. And with that wraps up my staff report for this evening, unless anyone has any questions.
Okay, hearing no questions at this time, I'm going to go ahead and move on to item 4 on your agenda, a consent. We have 2 items, and that is the approval of the minutes from the October 26th meeting, as well as the 2021 BPAC meeting calendar. I'm looking for a motion to approve both.
Motion to approve as presented, Alan Woolwich.
I'll second it.
So I heard Alan was first
Todd
and,
was first. Todd got there first, second.
okay. Todd, I heard Todd, Alan, and I heard Todd was first and Alan was second.
No. I made the initial motion to approve as is for both items, and Todd was the second.
Thank you for clarifying. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any of those opposed? All right, we will continue on. There is,
So here is the approved calendar. We are going back up to 6 meetings in 2021. And also, in addition, we hope to hold the April walking workshop.
Make the motion to approve.
Oh, that you just approved.
Okay, that was the second
in the
item.
consent.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that was the second item. Yep, I just wanted to share the calendar with you.
All right.
Could we send the
Sarah.
calendar out to everyone as a separate email, or I guess we have it if we download the
Yeah, it is
agenda
in the
package?
agenda package, but Lisa normally she does do the calendar reminders, but we can definitely send out the calendar once it's approved by our governing board and TAC-CAC, since as you see it does have their meetings on it as well. So once this is no longer draft, Murray, I think that was Murray, we can absolutely send it out.
Thank you.
all right, if there's no other discussion about those,
One
continuing.
moment, hold on, excuse me. Todd has a question.
Todd has a question.
Yeah, sorry, Sarah, I didn't have a microphone in front of me. For the walking workshop, did you have any ideas about what, where the workshop was going to be held?
I think that, we've maybe third time's a charm. Maybe we'll finally get to come walk Hickory with you guys.
Sounds good.
So if you want, I can send an email over to you and Tammy, and anyone else you want me to notify at the City of Melbourne, and we can, between now and then work on what it would be like.
That would be great. Also include David Wilkinson in the email. He's the new city engineer.
All right, excellent. Will do. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions, comments before we move on? I think we're good. So we're going to move on to item 5, which is the start of our action items. The first order of business is the election of the BPTAC 2021 officers. So the annual election of the officers will be from the period of February 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2021. Nominations will be needed for each position. Motions and seconds will not be needed unless there is more than one nomination is called. So we currently have a vacancy as chair. So I'm looking for nominations for the chair position.
I'd like to nominate Angelica Keene for chair.
I'll second it.
I believe that was Drew nominated me for, is that correct?
I'm sorry, it's Alan Woolwich.
Sorry, I can't tell voices, I apologize. So I have Alan nominated Angelica Keene for chair. Are there any other nominations? Okay, nominations are closed for that position at this time. The next position we have is the Vice Chair, which I, Angelica Keene, was currently or still am at this time, was the Vice Chair. So I'm looking for a nomination for the Vice Chair.
I'll nominate Alan for vice chair.
And Terry Jordan was second that.
So that was Devin, Angelica.
I was just going to ask that before I even tried. Okay, so I have at this point one nomination for Alan by Devin. Is there any other nominations at this time for Vice Chair? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to go ahead and mark those nominations as closed. Congratulations, Alan, as our new Vice Chair.
All right, Angelica, I'll take over for 5B, the adoption of the 2021 BPAC action plan. And once again, congratulations to Angelica and Alan. And we look forward to an awesome BPAC year with our chair and vice chair. So we already completed one of our items for our action plan. The action plan is pretty standard for all of our normal activities that we participate in. So, you know, the BPAC awards, the walking workshop, the project prioritization process and the transportation alternative project priorities. We will be getting a new Space Coast TPO website. So part of your job as a BPAC member will be to visit that website and hopefully share it with your friends, family, and others. And then we are presenting and starting a new program with the BPAC that you'll see a presentation at the end of the meeting called the Member Showcase Program. That I think you guys are really going to like, and it'll give an opportunity for us all to kind of get to know our neighborhoods and areas around Brevard a little bit better. So with that, I would like to ask for approval of our BPAC, our 2021 BPAC action plan.
To approve by Murray.
Second by Drew.
All right, I hear all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, our 2021 BPAC action plan is approved. Continuing on, we have the award nomination when Kim Smith, if you could go ahead and take that away.
Thank you, Angelica. Yeah, these were in your packet, so hopefully you've had an opportunity to look them over. I just kind of want to run through them and give you a Reader's Digest version of the awards and what these folks were nominated for. I think this actually, I can either do them or okay, there we go. We have our encouragement awards. The first one is Alan Woolrich, who's our new elected vice chair of the BPAC. Alan has been vital in a lot of projects that we've done at the TPO, including Vision Zero, Bike Ped Master Plan. He's been with the BPAC for a long time, and he's always advocating for vulnerable road users and helping us out. And so we thought he was very worthy of an encouragement award. Next on the list is Karen Reese with Brevard Public Schools. Karen was very active in the safe routes analysis study that Sarah did in, was it 19 or 20, or combination of the both, but that just wrapped up not too long ago. She was at every single meeting and was a big input on that project, and that was a very large project. City of Satellite Beach. This award is being basically awarded to the city, not one particular department. They have been very active in working with FDOT on the improvements on A1A. They're doing things amongst their own city to make conditions better for bicyclists and pedestrians. Their sustainability board works with a bike shop to actually take in bikes and help people learn how to work on their bikes and get them up and running and giving them a bike to ride. So they're doing a lot of good things over there on the beach to promote active lifestyles. And then the last one in the encouragement field is City of Cocoa, specifically Samantha Sanger and Rachel Horst, who are their communications and public relations folks. And they have just been very engaged with the TPO. They helped on, one of the big things they did was help on a video to showcase the Florida Avenue Complete Streets. But they're very, very engaged with all of our social media and everything that we do at the TPO. They're more than willing to help us get the word out. Okay, next slide. All right, Brevard Mountain Bike Association, and this is actually a repeat, but after reading the write-up that came in on this one, well, not a, I mean, it's a repeat, but it's kind of a recent repeat, but they did such a great job of justifying all of the work that the club has done since their last award, that we thought they were worthy. They've completed a lot more of the work down south. They've started programs in Wickham Park. And if you read in the write-up, it says that they're trying to raise money for a connection between Turkey Creek Trails and Grapefruit Trails. And I just saw on Facebook just a few days ago that they have indeed raised all of that money plus. And so they're going to be able to make that connection. And then I think that it said that they were going to continue to put the money towards making further improvements. So congratulations to them. Next slide. Our community partners, Melissa Wandel has been very instrumental. She basically adopted the Vision Zero program here at the TPO and did 2 speaking engagements for us as our keynote speaker, and did a fabulous job. We still hear from time to time from people that enjoyed her presentation. She came over and basically spurred us into doing our first ever Stop on Red campaign and school bus safety event. So we feel like she's very worthy of that nomination. Alert Today Florida and our partnership with them, they kind of make everything we do a little bit better in the fact that their products that they put out, their brochures, all of that material is things that the TPO doesn't have to buy. It supports the things we do. They make videos, they do PSAs, they're just all kinds of stuff that they do, and they make it available for everybody. And they also partner with us on things like our pop-ups that we did on A1A, different things like that they actually provide us staff for and help. Our education award. Sarah Dingus is a teacher that we probably could have given this to a few years ago. When she first got trained, she immediately jumped in and has been really gung-ho about the bike program. She was recently transferred to the new Vieira Elementary and is continuing it there. And she's even developed it when she was at Imperial States in Titusville, where she was working with the police department, getting the students out on community rides, which I think is a very big part and very beneficial part of the school-based program, are the few schools that do those community rides. So that's definitely a well-deserved award, and one that is probably a little late in coming. Rachel Winston is also another one that is a repeat, but was nominated and we feel is deserving for the award because she's the curriculum coordinator for all of PE. And when we went into this pandemic and all of a sudden the students were out of school, and it wasn't very long after we went into bike to school week, Rachel jumped in, I worked with her. We gave her some materials. She kind of created a whole week of curriculum for the students. They did an entire week of bike safety and PE, and she also developed a basically a test. And she had this little competition with her teachers for who could get the most tests back in that actually quizzed the students on bicycle safety laws and different things like that. So it was pretty impressive and pretty pretty quick turnaround. So we're happy that she did it. It would have been real easy for her to just say, no, we're just going to wait until this is all over. And she did a great job. In the area of engineering, the city of Melbourne is being recognized for their Hickory Complete Street project. And you heard tonight that everybody's going to get to lay eyes on that here soon at our walking workshop. If you haven't seen it, it is beautiful, and it does take care of all users. So that is a very worthy nomination there in engineering. Enforcement, Palm Bay Police Department. Palm Bay Police Department is another one that not only have they been very engaged in our outreach social media efforts with retweeting and posting and sharing everything that we've put out there from a safety aspect on the digital side. They have also recently started, well, they got some grant money from the state. They've done specific enforcement for bike ped. And here recently they have reinvigorated their traffic unit and have been working in areas that are known to have high bicycle pedestrian, particularly pedestrian crashes, and have been doing kind of focused enforcement in those areas. So very, very deserving of that award. So those are your BPAC awards. What we would like you to do here is just approve them, and then from there we'll send out the recognition letters, and these will be presented at the May TPO board meeting. The only thing I would ask before we do a vote is, Murray, if I don't have notification right for who the BMBA award needs to go to, you can let me know, please.
I will let you know, and I'd like to provide a motion to approve.
Okay, do we have a second?
Carl, second.
Okay, Murray's first, Carl's second. All those approved, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, it sounds like we have approval of our BPAC awards. More to come on that. Exciting. So we're going to keep moving along on the agenda. We've continued our action items on to our presentation. Our first one is the 2021 Bicycle and Pedestrian Master Plan Progress Report. And Sarah Crom, please take it away.
All right. So I just, as you recall, last, September of 2019, it was October of 2019, we adopted our Bicycle and Pedestrian Master Plan. And so I wanted to take the opportunity to come to you guys and let you know what progress we accomplished in our first year after having the plan newly updated, developing all new goals and objectives. And really, this group was instrumental in providing such amazing feedback. And you guys are also so instrumental in helping us implement the plan. And so just wanted to run through a quick progress report. You also do have a printout of in your agenda package that kind of summarizes it all into one single graphic. So if you recall, we do have 5 goals that the plan focuses on. And so create a network, establish a well-connected, safe and comfortable bicycle and pedestrian network. And really our performance measure for this was plan, design, or construct 4 miles of additional bicycle and pedestrian facilities. And we are already at 7.24. So miles. So we have far surpassed what our performance measure was. And I'm just really excited to see, us continue to grow that. So just some highlights. The Mitten Road feasibility study, we're wrapping up. It's very bike ped focused for those that have not been involved. NASA Boulevard sidewalk, huge thanks to this group. This project would not be happening if it hadn't been for this group prioritizing it and voting to put transportation alternative funds towards that project. State Road A1A, International Drive to Long Point, State Road A1A and Indian Harbor. Once again, this group prioritized it, directed funds. John Road Sidewalk is actually moving into construction, so we'll next year be able to move that to construction. And once again, this group, it was thanks to you that this project was able to be pushed forward. As I think it was about 5 years ago that you voted to direct funds to the John Road sidewalk, and now to actually get to see it come to fruition. 4 mid-block crosswalks in A1A are under design. The Melbourne Southwest Trail, once again, this group made it happen, and the Pineapple Complete Street. So really awesome projects that we've been able to see move forward throughout in this next year that, were thanks to this group. Resurfacings with improvements in design. So we have lots of resurfacings going on. These miles I did not count in the 7.24. And then a little highlight on what showcase and regional trails are happening. The Space Coast Trails under design. We adopted the new trail alignment with the Indian River MPO. We presented at the statewide trail meeting, and we also hosted 16 regional trail meetings over the last year. Our next goal is partner with organizations, partner to educate, enforce, and engineer safe use of facilities. We conducted Operation Vision Zero in February with partnership with Palm Bay PD and the Sheriff's Department. We also participated on Stop on Red event along with the Sheriff's Department and Melissa Wandell and Alert Stay Alive Tomorrow. Continued involvement with the Community Traffic Safety Team. Completed the Vision Zero action plan in October 2020. Huge kudos to Kim. That was a huge undertaking. And then we conducted 12 safety classes and events at schools. Empower people of all ages and abilities to walk or ride bicycles regularly. We held 8 trail-focused webinars through the St. John's River to Sea Loop Virtual Summit, and we completed 8 school routes analysis through our Safe Routes to School program. Melbourne and Palm Bay, at the point where I had made this presentation, they had begun working on Safe Routes to School applications, and they did end up submitting them. And so we have 2 applications that came directly out of that project. So hopefully those projects will help empower our students to feel more confident walking and biking to school. Generate awareness, increase awareness of the network, safe practices, and public health benefits. So we have finalized our initial mapping of facilities through this project, and I'm currently working with Chelsea to create a more dynamic and informational map. The North Brevard Wayfinding Plan is funded in the 2021-2023 Unified Planning Work Program. I hope to have that scope approved in March. We also presented the 2019 Bicycle and Pedestrian Master Plan to 5 municipalities and the Brevard Sustainability Working Group. I was really hoping that we would have completed a tour of all the municipalities. However, we kind of postponed presentations during quarantine, and we plan to incorporate into a larger municipal presentation program that Laura and I are working on. Finally, we have Pursue Equity. So pursue equitable distributions of projects, programs, and funding. We began internal conversations to develop an educational and engagement program for marginalized or disadvantaged communities. We've continued meeting with municipalities on ADA bus stop improvements. The Cocoa Transit Hub and Vieira Health Department bus stop improvements were completed. Awesome job from Terry and the whole team at SCAT. They're both beautiful locations. And then we completed the development of the new project prioritization methodology in March 2020 that, once again, this group, you guys provided a lot of awesome feedback and information when we were going through that process. So we did have some COVID-19 impacts to our bicycle pedestrian master plan goals and objectives. We had a decrease in community and school events. However, we had an increase in online engagement in education, an increase in use and interest of bicycle and pedestrian facilities, and we may potentially see some funding impacts in the coming years where, regretfully, we already have such a small pot of TA to be directing towards these projects, and most likely we're going to be seeing it even smaller in the coming years. So before we move on to our second presentation, if anyone had any comments, questions in regards to our year one progress report for our bicycle pedestrian master plan.
Sarah, it's Carl. Point of information. Under networks, did we actually go forward with Pineapple Complete Streets? I thought it was canceled.
So they are currently, well, Todd could probably answer the question better than I could, but I talked to David Wilkinson, the engineer, 2 weeks ago, and they are moving forward with bidding that out for the third time, and hopefully they'll be able to get some reasonable bids. And that included the redesign that came out of all of that public involvement and meetings that happened, I feel like about a year ago. So it is moving forward. Any other questions?
All right, hearing none, unless I'm missing something, we can go ahead and continue on to our next presentation of the evening, which is the member showcase program information and example, and that will also be Sarah Crom. So please take it away.
All right, thanks, Angelica. So we, as every year at the end of the year, Laura and Kim and I sit down and we really brainstorm about the BPTAC and our vision for the coming year and what presentations we want to see. Are there any speakers that we want to specifically focus in on? And so this year while we were brainstorming, we were thinking a lot about how invested you all are in your communities and your bicycle and your bicycle facilities and your trails and your sidewalks. And you guys are just a wealth of information and passion. And we live in this really, really long, thin county, and it's not always easy for someone who lives or works in Titusville to know what's going on in Cocoa, for the Cocoa person to know what's going on in Malabar. And so we thought that by beginning a member showcase program, we could potentially help connect and show your passion. So basically the purpose would be to provide an opportunity for members to share about trails, pedestrian facilities, and bicycle facilities in their part of Brevard. It could be a trail that you love. It could be a hazardous place for pedestrians. It could be your favorite road to bike, anything BPTAC related, whatever you would like to share with us. Limit to 3 to 5 minutes. So just a quickie, 1 to 3 presentations a meeting. If you don't want to participate, you don't have to, but otherwise it's volunteers, first come, first serve. So I thought as an example, I could then provide an example of what a showcase could look like. But obviously the sky's the limit. This is your program and your opportunity to really highlight an issue in your community, a bike ped issue in your community, or something that you just really feel like everyone needs to know about, or a project you want to share, whatever it might be. So I chose the Brevard Zoo Linear Trail, which, as you know, is one of our showcase trails. And so some fast facts about it is it's 3.1 miles, has walking, biking, it is partially boardwalk. It has environmental education, interpretive signage. It's maintained by Brevard County Parks and Recreation. why do I like the Brevard Zoo Linear Trail? So for me, the reason why I enjoy going there and why I take my son there is it's all users and levels friendly. So as you can see from the pictures, someone with a baby carriage, someone who's a very experienced biker, anyone can experience this trail comfortably. Is when my son was a baby, I used to put him in the baby carrier, and we'd walk the first mile that was built just to be able to get out of the house and get some fresh air. It's only 10 minutes away from me, so that's one of the reasons I like it. They have seasonal wildflowers. It's a safe corridor for vulnerable road users. And also there's safe parking at the zoo. And so those are definitely things that I look for when I'm taking my family out on a trail. Also, Wild Adventures Awaits. It's the Brevard Zoo is right there, and you can also experience actual wildlife sightings. Like I've seen gators, I've seen a Florida snapping turtle, I've seen all sorts of butterflies and birds. And to personalize it, there is a picture of my husband and my son when he's probably about 2 or 3, feeding a giraffe. So things that could be improved, definitely more trailhead facilities. It could be wider because it is so incredibly popular. This is honestly one of the situations where I feel like you could justify a 14-foot trail. More educational interpretive signage would be awesome because that's something that my family really enjoys. And the boardwalk can be difficult for certain bike riders. So that's kind of the program in a nutshell. And hopefully you guys like it. If this is an awful idea, you can let me know, but I think it's really fun and I'm really excited to learn more about your favorite bicycle or pedestrian facility or something in our community that we need to know about that's going on. So with that, does anyone want to volunteer for the March meeting?
When is the March meeting date again? Could you remind us? Per the draft anyway.
Lisa?
March 29th is on the agenda.
Oh, thank you. I didn't have it pulled up.
I'll do one on the Brevard Mountain Bike Grapefruit Trail.
I was really hoping you would, Murray. Like that was one of the things that I personally would love to learn more about.
So who knows? With any luck, we'll have those long boardwalks built in, and maybe I can update that too. But
awesome. Well, we'll all email to coordinate on getting any kind of pictures or slides you want to show.
Sure, sounds good.
Would anyone else like to present? No pressure.
Sarah, it's Alan Woolwich. I'm thinking maybe in the fall, I could do a couple. I can give some updates on each of our neighborhood strategy areas. And we've had a long history of working with the TPO and using our different funding sources. And we've got projects that are funded for this year. So I can show you some progress and some of the plans and some of the evolving history and progress that we've had. So I can think of a couple of those to do.
Awesome, thank you. All right.
And Sarah, before you move on, since Alan kind of pushed himself out there, I'll go with April Terry, by the way. We'll have some new routes implemented, and I can also probably talk about some additional shelters that'll be installed by that point.
So why don't we don't have an April meeting, so I believe it's...
Oh, that's the workshop. I'm sorry, the walking workshop. So I'll go with the August at that point, or maybe
June.
Sorry, June.
All right, so we have Murray is going to go next month. Terry's committed to June, and Alan for the fall, so probably October. So if anyone else...
Put me down for October, that's fine.
Perfect. If anyone else wants to volunteer at any time, just shoot me or Lisa an email and we'll coordinate to get you set up. Thank you guys.
Sarah?
Yep.
This is Kim. I would just remind everyone about something that you said when you started this, about these don't have to be successes. I think that we would love to see things that aren't working out there as well, because, you know, we want to know about those things and be able to target them. And obviously we can't be everywhere all the time. So.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kim, for making that reminder.
All right. Well, thank you, Sarah, for that presentation. I personally think that was really great. I'm so looking forward to seeing these showcases. I think it's a great opportunity to, like you said, we talk about all these works and these topics and we approve, but you know, there's not always time to get out there and really discuss what's working, what's not, and have that opportunity to kind of look at it from other perspectives. So I'm very excited and looking forward. And as you guys start thinking, I would encourage you to kind of think outside the box too, of other things that might be related that we can present on to just kind of make this broader. So with that thought of sharing an opportunity, we'll move on to our item number 7, which is member comments. So again, I can't see, so please somebody help me along the way as we share of member comments of anything anybody's got.
This is Drew Thompson. I got a couple things.
Take it away.
Thank you. First, I too would like to congratulate Angelica and Alan. Really appreciate you all stepping up, and I think we're doing a good thing for the county here. Main thing I'd like to say is the Town of Malabar Greenways and Trails Committee, we just began work at the new Eagles Nest Trailhead located at 2345 Marie Street in Malabar. And this is going to be for equestrian users, hikers, birders, mountain bikers. We call it the ENT, short for Eagles Nest Trailhead, but it's basically going to be an access point to the EEL program managed Jordan Scrub Sanctuary. The ENT will include horse trailer parking, and the internal roadway and parking was actually just cleared Saturday, January 16th. So there's some photos that we put out on the website, and that's our virtual trailhead, we call it. And that's at www.malabartrails.org. So it's the first link on the main page if you want to see what's going to be kind of similar to what we have north on Marie Street at 1400 Marie, the Sandhill Trailhead. So we're looking forward to giving a little bit more access to folks for the Jordan Scrub. But thanks for that moment.
Thank you for sharing that. That was exciting and new information. Are there any other member comments? Okay, I haven't heard any. Am I missing something? I just wanted to let you guys know that one member comment I had is that the Health First Mayor's Fitness Challenge is continuing this year. So it's our 5th year. We're doing it virtually, meaning that there'll be a lot of online education, but we're really promoting a lot of the trails, which is why I'm highlighting it here. We've had majority of the cities participate and municipalities. And what that Mayor's Fitness Challenge is if you're not familiar, it's a county-wide challenge. It is not mayor against mayor. It is city against city. So the goal is that each city tries to get as many participants they can to register and then be active for an 8-week period. And this is our 5th year going through this process. And we're really trying to incorporate trails as well as virtual education, because we can't focus on the larger group events like traditional people do when they're active, such as like Zumba or yoga or things like that, because we want to keep things safe and promoted. So I encourage everybody to sign up if they haven't done that, as well as look and try to support the events that are coming about in and about through your area and your community. So that was kind of the only thing I had. I believe I didn't hear anything else from anyone else. And if that's the case, then we will go ahead and adjourn for the night. Our next meeting is scheduled for March 29th and 2020 at the Center for Collaboration. It is currently 6:24 p.m. on January 25th. And if there's nothing else, I'm going to adjourn for the day. I hope everybody has a great evening and a great rest of your week, and we'll see you guys in March.
Thank you.